Let me find these and then we can go live.
Good evening, all you minties, and welcome to another episode of Was It Really That Bad? With your host, the amazing Synopsis Amanda, today, because I am going to give you guys one long-ass synopsis, and the Uncanny Omar.
You mean I didn't have to watch the movie? I could have just listened to your
Just listen
synopsis?
to me. Yes.
Oh, that would have saved me so much time.
It would have saved you a lot of time. So,
Oh, so thank you
how's
everybody
everyone
for joining
doing?
us.
Oh, yeah, I interrupted you. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's your show. I'm just here to listen to your synopsis and find gifs of Jessica Alba that you failed to do.
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Yeah, I hope everybody's doing okay.
Yeah. Michael, wait, was Reed Richards British in the comics? Well, Michael, that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today.
Some of those accents,
Yes.
like the Latvian accent.
Or lack thereof, I guess.
I don't know.
But yeah, so we're talking about, for those of you who might be joining us and didn't look at the thumbnail as you clicked on it, we are doing Fantastic Four 2005. It actually came out July 8th. This is what I'm talking about, Omar. The way you guys pick these movies, it's like perfect because it's like an anniversary, because it's like it's what just happened. July 8th just happened. So we came through, like we pick them always so close. So it's kind of cool. Fantastic Four.
That is cool.
Yeah, it is.
Were you going to give me a moment to just say to agree with you?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Thank you all for.
Ooh, I like this. The Lionheart said, "Nope, it's the Mandalorian." What's up, Omar? I want
like
that. Oh, I want that new name. Can that be my name now?
Nah, it's too late. We already got a copyright on the thing. So
Matt Simpson said, "Looking forward to Amanda's synopsis on Fantastic Flop." I mean, Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Flop. How well did this movie do, by the way?
I didn't look up the stats on it, but you know what's funny about this movie, guys, is so it came out in 2005, and the interesting thing is that it came out right after Batman Begins. So that was like the restart of the DC universe in a way, right? Because we get Christian Bale, and you can already see just by knowing that this is the movie that came out in 2005 versus what came out for DC in 2005. The tonal separation that we're going to see in the next, 10, 20 years from what Batman Begins was to what this movie is, which is full of quips, mostly done by Chris Evans, who apparently improvised all of his own quips, or most of them. So hats off to him. And he plays Johnny Storm. For those of you who are not familiar, let me give you a picture of that. There he is. And this is what he looks like now. Look at that man, Captain America. What a glow up. Isn't that just the best?
What is that? Oh, is that? Oh, yes.
That's not even from the movie.
Yes, sir. I don't care. You had your reasons for watching this movie. I've got mine.
All right, you turn that off. Okay.
Carry on.
So, this Fantastic Four was directed by Tim Story, and he actually did Barbershop 1 and 2. But when in my research, I found out that he was also very prominent as another type of director, and that is a music video director. And he directed this little music video. Does anyone know what this is? Does anyone know?
Oh my gosh, what's with the ramen noodle head?
That is Nsync's I Drive Myself Crazy, and he actually directed that video. So
why do you have multiple copies of this?
Because I got very excited because I love Nsync. For those who don't know,
that's not Justin Timberlake. That's JC.
It's JC Chazet, yeah. So funny story. That's what Tim Story used to do. He also did "Let's Get Married" by Jagged Edge. So there they are.
Jagged Edge. Oh God. Wow. Oh, this is where all my Jessica Alba gifts went to?
That is where all of them.
Like, I was like, you have one job. Go find me Jessica Alba gifts. And she was like, done. I found them. And she found one.
What John DeSlick said, LMO, Amanda, I'm a Backstreet Boy for life. We're going to fight. We are going to fight because I'm an Nsyncer for life. 100%.
Backstreet were the better looking band.
Well, no, Justin Timberlake eclipses everyone's hotness, so it didn't even matter whoever was out.
Did you see his ramen noodle head?
Have you seen him recently?
Yes, he looks like the older version of the ramen noodle head.
So Jeff T did my research for me. He said Fantastic Four 2005 made $333.5 million at the box office. Thank you, Jeff. So not exactly what we would consider a success by any means, I guess. Maybe mild success, not anything excellent. Wait, what is Nman 40 said? Is it me or did Chris Evans look older here as opposed to Cap years later? He looked.
It was the haircut.
It was the haircut. That when you shave your hair off like that, like he did for Johnny Storm, it kind of makes you a little bit older.
Is that fact?
I don't know. My husband looks younger with long hair versus short hair. So you tell me. I don't know.
I just did. I was asking, is that fact? What is this gift from? Anyway, I can't find any gifts. Go ahead, Amanda. Keep your synopsis.
It was written by Mark Frost, who wrote for Twin Peaks, and then Michael France, who did GoldenEye and The Punisher with Thomas Jane. Yep. Or Tom Jane, who's going to be in that new movie, Money Plane, that we all want to see coming out.
Looks awesome.
And stars Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, Michael Chiklis, who was famous at the time for The Shield as The Thing, or Ben Grimm, Ian Gruffudd. I probably mispronounced his last name, and I apologize. Or is it Ewan? I can't remember. It's like, because I think it's Welsh, so it's pronounced differently than what it looks like. And he was famous for King Arthur in 2003 with Keira Knightley and Clive Owen, that film. He played Lancelot.
He had a small little cameo in Titanic because he had such a iconic part in Titanic where he's the guy on the boat and he keeps his accent. And I really liked this guy. I thought he was a great actor. Yeah. And honestly, I was excited when I saw the cast because I was like, okay, Chris Evans, that's the guy from Not Another Teen Movie. He's pretty funny. Michael Chiklis from the Shield, who's got a solid actor.
Like he actually is a fan of the Fantastic Four comics too. So for him to play the Thing is pretty cool.
I will say, as far as Jessica Alba, I wasn't the biggest fan of Jessica Alba. I mean, other than the fact that she is drop dead gorgeous, right?
So, fun fact: there is a number of actresses.
Is this really a fun fact?
Yes, there's a number of actresses considered. So, this went through various iterations of directors before it landed on Tim Story. At one time, Peyton Reed, who went on to direct the Ant-Man movies, was actually attached to this movie at one time.
Okay,
but then I guess he, fell off of it. But they originally had considered Ali Larter from Heroes, Julia Stiles, who was really big because of Save Last Dance, 10 Things I Hate About You, Rachel McAdams. I don't think Mean Girls maybe had just come out, so she had just ended The Notebook. And Kate Bosworth, you guys might remember, she was in that, Win a Date with Todd Hamilton, and the Surfer movie, Blue Crush. And,
where she got her arm eaten by a shark.
Yeah, and she dated Orlando Bloom for a while.
No, she did not get her arm eaten by a shark.
That was Soul Surfer. Sorry, wrong movie.
I love the fact that you just agree with whatever bullshit I give you. Oh, the one where she got...
Yeah, so they were originally all, at some point, supposed to be casted. In addition to Paul Walker was supposed to be cast as Storm or Johnny at one point. David Boreanaz actually turned down the role of Ben Grimm, so they had him attached, Angel. So that's interesting too.
He didn't want to be typecasted as the old guy.
I guess not, because he was pretty much older at that time. Chris Columbus was also attached to direct, which everyone knows him from the Home Alone movies or from the first Harry Potter movie. He was good on family films. I do have facts, people. So, yes. Go ahead. You were saying I interjected in your speech talking about...
I was just saying that I finally found an appropriate Jessica Alba gif. Good gosh, that took forever.
No, you're talking about how that you like the cast.
Okay, so seriously, that is a pretty solid cast. The only one I really wasn't on board with was Jessica Alba. And I Drop Dead Gorgeous. I just didn't... What was she? She was in that James Cameron series. Oh. No, James Cameron series on Fox.
Idle Hands? Oh,
no,
My So-Called Life? No,
not My So-Called Life.
I don't know.
The Angel
Party
series.
Of Five.
No, the Fallen Angel. What was it called?
Angel?
Dark Angel. Shut up for 5 seconds. Thank you, Dark Angel, everybody. You're naming everything but the thing that I'm trying to think of.
Roberto Ray said he didn't like Reed Richards, and we're going to talk about that because I have feelings on that as we get through, because I don't necessarily think it was his fault, but we continue.
All right, so Jessica Alba,
yes. Okay, can you seriously?
That's from Fantastic Four, the director's cut, not my fault. Go ahead. They throw your game off and threw your game off.
And then they also had Julian McMahon, he was really famous for Nip Tuck. at the time. So
That's
of
right.
course they got him on board for Victor Von Doom because he does play a good villain. If anyone ever have seen the Nip Tuck series, and then Kerry Washington, who most people now know from like Scandal and a lot of other movies and things like that, played Alicia Masters. So, and then even Laurie Holden, everyone's favorite woman we all love to hate, played Ben's wife, Debbie.
You might First of all, that woman is
as Laurie
gorgeous. Okay,
yes,
yeah, that was. But she joined Walking Dead because of Frank Darabont. When Frank Darabont was in charge of season 1,
I know.
Everybody had high hopes for that show.
It's not her fault that they wrote her character terribly.
Oh no, she wanted out. She wanted out. It was a horrible thing. But then we got Oh, so anytime I see her, man, she is gorgeous. I always remember her from what's it called, The Mist. She's freaking amazing in that.
Was with Thomas Jane and yes.
Yeah, she was like I'm not the biggest fan of the comic, but Andrea in the comic book is so awesome compared to the TV show.
Oh, my doggy's laying down.
I'm actually not attracted to Kerry Washington. Okay.
That's good to know.
I am.
Neither am I. So
do we have any Kerry Washington gifts? I'm on that. Go ahead, Amanda.
Yes. Michael said at Roz, remember Hornblower and his first mate Bush? I am not making that up. Yeah, he was in the Hornblower series, Ian Griffith.
I don't think that's how you pronounce that man's name.
If anyone while we're chatting can look up the pronunciation of his name and type it in phonetically for me, I would greatly appreciate that in the chat. So I can get on to the main thing, which is our synopsis of this story. So you ready, Omar, to talk about Fantastic Four?
Did you? I'm sorry. I was trying to find Kerry Washington gifts.
I got one. I don't think I have any. All right. So this movie starts out with Reed Richards, a disgraced, down on his luck scientist.
Listen to you taking it all seriously. I love it. That's great.
All he wants is some money in order to go up into space and study this cosmic energy cloud, which he believes there was another one millions of years ago that had started our evolution on Earth, and another one is passing by, and he would like to study it. So he has to go to Victor Von Doom, who is his frenemy, if you will, who also happens to have hired his ex-girlfriend, Sue Storm, to work for him. Guess what? There's going to be a love triangle here if we haven't seen that already happening. Triangle. Okay, that's not the triangle, but okay.
I mean, that's the reason why, though, right? Right? Come on. Okay. By the way, same bed. Fun fact. Same bed. Kerry Washington.
It's not the same bed.
That's all I could find. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to turn Lionheart over. All right, go ahead.
All right, so Victor agrees to pay for his exhibition to space and let him use his space station if he hands over all his patents and hands over this, that, and the other, and basically makes Reed look like a fool. And so Reed agrees because what choice does he have, even when his best friend Ben, who's also an astronaut, is telling him, no, excuse me.
Wow, is the synopsis choking you up already?
No, I had to burp, but I didn't want to do it.
Oh, next time you got to do that, just let me know. I'll cue this in so your face is hidden. Okay, there you go.
And they go to space. They attach Johnny Storm, which is Sue's brother, as the head astronaut. So Ben's a little pissed off about that. They have a little bit of a rivalry because he's like this young kid who got kicked out of NASA telling him what to do. Regardless, they go to space and they're studying this cosmic cloud. But Reed, of course, miscalculates. And as they're trying to save Ben, who's on the deck, they all are hit with this awesome energy blast, which on multiple rewatches, honestly, it reminds me of something that you'd see in a music video, the way it hits them with the music and everything like that. And I swear I've seen it in some 2000 music videos that tried to get all edgy and spacey. So there's Tim Story's influence for you. And so they all get hit. They make it back to Earth. Yoan, yes. Okay, thank you. That's according to Yuan for his name. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Now I'm going to call him Yuan from now on. Yuan. Like Ewan McGregor. But okay, yes. You're paused. Are you muted? Are you talking to me? You don't have to mute yourself. Okay, no, you're not getting Ava Mendes. She's not even in this movie. Okay, anyways, so where am I? So when they wake up, they all seem okay, right? But soon they begin to realize that they have powers. In the meantime, Victor's getting chewed out by his stockholders because, of course, the space mission becomes public and they're pissed off about it. And he's losing investors and he's losing money from the bank. And so he's basically a little angry at Reed, not to mention the fact that he tried to kind of propose to Sue and she kind of turned him down in a way or kind of ignored him because it kind of all happened in a flash. So during this time period, Johnny decides to leave because he's like, I'm fine. And he's going for a snowboarding. And what happens to him? He turns into fire. And then can you take that off so we can see what he looks like? Okay, thank you. Yes, there he is. Keep in mind,
sorry.
He still has hair, and he doesn't have hair in Captain America. I know I checked it out just to double check.
Maybe he shaves.
Like he did. Got one of those Captain America, they probably told him he had to. Because Captain America don't have no hair on his chest.
What? He doesn't? Oh, by the way, Lionheart, I got you, my dude.
She has nothing to do with this movie.
Neither does Captain America. Now go on.
No, it does have something to do with the movie. Okay, so he realized he has powers. At the same time, Sue and Reed. Ooh. Thank you, Lionheart, for that super chat. I guess the Eva Mendes gift was worth it after all. All right, so Sue and Reed are having a conversation that leads about, of course, the whole thing is about the relationship, right? He's just this bumbling scientist who just doesn't understand people, but he understands science because that's a classic trope of the scientist, right? He has no feelings or can't process them. And so they're having a conversation about the relationship and her and Victor. And then he starts to realize she's turning invisible. And then when she drops something, he realizes that he has a rubber hand. And then, of course, we have...
Rubber hand? I think it's an elastic. Like, not a rubber hand would be like, hey, what's this doing?
Except, you know the chemistry when rubber is heated up, huh? Do you? Because Victor Von Doom does.
At the end, spoilers. At the end,
because he passed 8th grade science, even though he's a genius. So... Of course, we have Johnny running in. Hey, look what I can do. And that's that little gif right there. Where is that bad boy? Is it right here? There he is. He's like, hey, look, I can produce fire in my whole body. Isn't that amazing? And so then they were like, well, this is not a good thing. Then what's happening to Ben? Well, Ben has some convulsions and then he breaks free because he's turned into the Thing, which here's a good picture of him turning into the Thing. So that is what he looks like. Which, according to the research I've done, they did it like, I guess, or they tried to mirror it after the original design, like the original design, the Jack Kirby. No one can hear you.
Where he was less rocky?
Yes, he didn't have that little, like, eyebrow lift, that he has now.
He has an eyebrow lift, huh?
Well, you know, okay, anyways, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Ben goes to see his wife and he calls her up, and for some reason he's like, I need to talk to you, Debbie. Can you come out here in the middle of the street? And he hides behind a tree, and as she comes out in her nightgown, that's basically like a little camisole number, which is really interesting. I wouldn't walk out in any street, especially in New York City.
I wish you would have found a GIF on that because, that was really funny.
That she did that? I bet I can find something. Fantastic for GIF. Okay, so
no, you do your thing. I'll look.
Okay, you look. So she goes out and she sees him and immediately reacts in like the worst way, screaming and causing a damn scene in her nightie. In her teddy, I guess is what we really call her teddies, right? That's what it's lingerie. So Ben, of course, is moping around, sitting on top of the Brooklyn Bridge, and this other guy comes up to join him who wants to kill himself. And of course, Ben's like, "You think you're having a bad day? This bird just shit on my shoulder."
Got it.
You found it? That's not it. I cannot believe you.
Salma Hayek, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Where were we?
We were at the suicide
I swear
scene.
I'm listening. I'm listening the entire time.
And Rick Nelson. Yes, Ben Grimm's wife in the movie is the same woman who played Andrea. Yep. So she just gets to play a lot of really awful people.
Flame on! You guys are the best.
It is super dark Canadian Invincible comics.
So,
All right. So on the bridge, because he scares the guy, he tries to save him as he doesn't mean to jump the guy at first because he just got scared. But then Ben tries to save him and it causes a whole accident on the bridge. In the meantime, we had the other three out looking for him, so they all end up on the bridge. So, of course, it makes sense that they would decide to get Sue in front of all these people who are watching because they make eye contact and make weird noises to have her strip in the middle of all this and go invisible. But she can't yet control her powers, so we get the obligatory bra scene, which apparently was not written into... No, it's this one. It was not written into the script until they cast Jessica Alba. Fun fact. In case anyone needs to know. Okay, she's not even naked in that. I mean, she's naked, but you can't even see it. Stop!
this movie just keeps getting better and better. Carry on.
Okay. So, this ends up they have to save some people and they have to use their powers really quick because this whole accident causes a bunch of stuff. An explosion, a kid needs to be saved. All this stuff happens and they save the day. And of course, the news is just thrilled. And and don't forget that somehow she managed to get past everyone, find a safe place to hide, and redress, even though people are running around and she can't control her powers. But that's okay. So when the news reporters come, they're asking them who they are. Of course,
I heard kidneys too. Kidneys need to be safe. I think it's like kids.
Kids. That little girl.
It's the Salma Hayek. It throws us all off.
Kids were being saved.
Kids have boosted the movie's finally. The rating. I know.
The rating, not the eating. Then also the eating.
Understatement of today. Jessica's hot. We need that cat.
No, Omar, not during my synopsis.
Okay, I'm sorry. Her synopsis, guys. Keep it together. We'll get there. What film is Samantha explaining about it?
Really, Lantern Matt? You know what it is. Look at the thumbnail. Here, I'll tell you. Here, we have it. Wait, where is it? Right here. This movie. These four. That's who we're talking about right now.
And Kerry Washington.
Kerry, she is in the movie.
Yep, she is. This is a scene from the movie.
Shonda Sugg. Well, kids have kids. Wait, that's kids.
Oh boy, almost got it. What? Get it out.
They can be saved by drinking lots of water, but too much, and you could do some major damage too. So be careful of that, guys.
Still better than aliens, Hayden. You. What?
So they decide they're going to lock themselves in the back of the building and research. And meanwhile, Victor realizes he also is starting to get some kind of power. He has this scar on his face, which they made stapled because of Nip Tuck, apparently. Because he was in Nip Tuck, so they stapled it for a reason. And he starts to realize he's gaining these weird powers, electricity. He's starting to become more metal. It's weird. So he, of course, tells Reed, hey, I will help you try to figure out what's going on. So then we cut to a really fun montage of them living their life together while he works on a new device that's meant to replicate our energy cloud and that they could all step in it and go back to the way they were. So this is what he's working on. But of course, Reed is a perfectionist and a scientist, so he has to do a lot of tests. It takes a little bit of time. We get some funny stuff like this right here of Johnny doing some fun little pranks on the Thing, putting, the classic shaving cream on his hand and then waking him up kind of stuff. We get a lot of little things like that, right? And then they also get the whole suits when he miraculously, instead of creating the suits, because that's what smart Reed Richards would do, they happen to still have the suits they wore on the spaceship or on the rocket, and they apparently mirrored their energies and stuff, their new evolution, so we can wear these. And then, of course, later on, we see that Johnny decides to affix something to them, which is the number 4, because the media was calling them the Fantastic Four. So Johnny's like, hell yes, let's embrace it. He is wearing Spider-Man colors in that scene. And I cannot wait until they do a new Johnny Storm and we get to see him in Spider-Man.
Which scene was that?
He was talking about the scene where he's doing his fun little...
yeah. Huh. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Nope. I knew what you're trying to do.
Nope. Stop it.
I don't even know how Ava Mendes got in this.
Lionheart asked. I just delivered. Go ahead.
Okay.
Wait, why
So
was that long pause? You don't have to wait for me. You do
no,
your
I know,
synopsis.
I know. So Johnny, being fed up with being locked out, decides to escape the Baxter building, and he goes to this like road rally, and he gets on a, is it a bike? A bike, yes. And he ends up flaming on, nearly flying, but doesn't. And then he rips off his outfit that's burned through, and he reveals the Fantastic Four. And of course, no one's really particularly happy about this. You got Ben, who's really upset. He goes out and he goes for a drink, and he meets Alicia Masters because she's blind, and go ahead. Yeah, that girl. Except she's more blind and less like that. So
At D.
Which at the time, I forgot that she was also in Saved the Last Dance 2003. So this is not a far-fetch for her to be in this movie either, because she was a standout in Saved the Last Dance if anyone had ever seen that film. Nope. Okay. Well, it's a great film. Everyone should watch it. I loved it. Okay. So,
Okay.
where's my next page? All right. So meanwhile,
why did you have this in here?
Because we're showing her powers. I don't know.
Okay, let's talk about her powers.
That's not part of my synopsis, but we'll get there. So,
my bad.
Meanwhile, you have Sue and Reed getting closer, while Doom is just languishing, brooding, and evolving by himself in his rich little home. And he decides that he needs more power because that's what he wants. He wants power, and he wants Sue. And so he decides the best way to do this is to separate Ben Grimm from his best friend, Reed Richards. So he takes Ben out for a milkshake and pretty much says, I don't think that Reed's doing all that he can. He wants to keep this going so he can hang out with Sue. And because these people, they obviously clearly do not believe in the bro code, or Ben Grimm is really just that warped in the mind that he doesn't understand that his buddy wouldn't be that way with him. He kind of starts to hate on Reed a little bit because he's still going through the stuff. He's not happy being the Thing, of course. And so he has a fight with Sue and Reed, and he storms out, and then he goes to Victor.
Storms out,
yeah.
Nice.
And of course you have Johnny, who's clearly always egging him on, being mean to him. And you have that cute little cameo of the original 1970s doll that says it's clobbering time that he throws as he's leaving. And then he decides to go to Victor. And
did you talk about, when you said cameo, did you talk about the really cool cameo that was in this?
Stan Lee's cameo?
Mm-hmm.
Playing Willie, their doorman or mailman?
The mailman, yeah. I thought that was really one of the best cameos that he did. And unfortunately, it's not in the MCU.
No.
Right? But I think it was so suited for, it's Stan Lee. Like, he loved the Fantastic Four.
They are.
And to be Willie the mailman, I thought it was great. So
I agree. And because he wasn't just some random character, he was an actual character from the comics. So that means more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean. So there are a couple people mentioning here in the chat what John Burns said about Jessica Alba, Smotlock, and Clarknado. I've never heard that. So apparently he said Jessica Alba looked like a hooker when she was playing Sue Storm.
She didn't look like a hooker.
I don't think. Where are you hanging out, John Burns?
Yeah, she just looks like a hot girl pretending to be smart.
No, that's not fair.
No, that's mean.
There are plenty
of
hot, smart girls.
And I think it really is.
Case in point.
Yeah, I think it's really in the way they dressed her and everything like that. They were they thought they were trying to appeal to a certain demographic. But, okay. So, Ben and Victor go to the machine, and Victor gets it all started up because he has that energy. He manages to change Ben back, in the process gaining more power for himself, completely evolving himself into the power that he has. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, Omar, this is not really Victor's origin story. He did not. Yeah, and I don't know why they keep using this as a story, because they use it again in Fantastic Four 2015, the Fantastic Four stick or whatever.
I guess they think that
it's an easy way to get Doom in there is to make him part of their team and also get powers the same way they did. But I know that's not how it happened in the comics. So we'll talk about that in a second because I have ideas on that. So he ends up turning Ben back, and when he says, "I've always wanted power, and now I've got an unlimited supply," because that cheesy line, of course, Victor Von Doom would say that.
John Byrne commenting on other people. It's like black pot calling black kettle black. It's John Byrne. I mean, it's what he does. I get it. It doesn't surprise me, but I've never heard that.
And then Ben Grimm goes, and no thing to stand in your way. So of course, at that point, Reed shows up and he does the whole joke about you know what happens to rubber when it
trying to look smart. Basically, most of my resume. It's pretty good, brother.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's very good. So what happens from there? Well, then he takes Reed because he's been de-rubberized, and he takes him back to his place, and he starts to freeze him out. And we all know what happens to rubber when it cools. You can break it. So then Sue decides to go save him, and she tells Ben, you can't come, it's too dangerous. Johnny, meanwhile, is trying to avoid a missile that Victor shot at Baxter Building, and so he has taken that, kind of like following that around, doing his thing, learning to fly. And so Sue goes to save Reed, and then her and Victor have a little bit of fight. But then, of course, Ben couldn't take it, so he goes back into the cosmic energy device, turns himself back into the thing, comes just in time to save the two of them. Him and Doom have a brawl. It goes down a few flights of a building into a pool. It spills out over down to the street. They have an epic battle. They all show up. It's kind of an anticlimactic thing.
You're off the grid. I love it. I love you're not even looking at your, like, you got your notes over here and you're off grid. You're doing your own thing.
At this point, I kind of know what happens at the end.
Yeah.
And then what does Reed decide to do after they try to use all their powers? He uses that basic 8th grade chemistry lesson and turns it on. And he turns it on Victor's head, and he makes Johnny go supernova while Sue is containing the supernova in her invisible force field because she has now suddenly mastered her powers. And then he has Ben break a fire hydrant, and he uses his cool little, body to shape an S, and then turns...
You're getting all into it. You're like body.
He turns Victor into copper. I don't know math. I don't know science.
I don't know math.
He looked like he turned into copper. Anyways, so now he's gone. I guess that's a really lame way to kill Victor Von Doom. But whatever.
It's not
killing him.
They're encasing him in some kind of metal. It's not like that hasn't happened in comics before.
Yes, it's true.
So it's okay. Man, that was a really good synopsis. I feel like
Oh, well, no, I'm not done yet. Ending. So
ending.
After all said and done, they have a really cute little boat scene where they're all celebrating with their closest friends, and that's not it. No,
nope,
and then
that one. He's sniffing her hair. That is so creepy.
The thing Ben decides to stay as he is because Alicia loves him and she's happy with him and he's happy too. And then he slaps her in the ass when she says that they had to work on his touch, and he's like, "Oh yeah, baby," which would not fly in 2020.
If you can't do that with your friends, I don't know who you're hanging out with.
Yeah, and then Reed decides to go talk to Sue, and they have a cute little moment where he asks her to marry her using a gasket from the spaceship, and she goes,
"What's with her eyebrow?"
That's not from that part though.
Oh,
and
sorry. I got you.
Turning invisible.
There we go.
And as she's turning invisible, she goes, "That's my nose, silly. These are my lips." And then they kiss. Everyone cheers. And then Johnny's like, "Nah, I can't take this." And he flames on and goes out and creates the Fantastic Four symbol in the air. And then cuts to black. But wait, there's a quick end credits because here's Marvel. And it's Victor Von Doom being put in a shipping container being sent to Latveria, which is where he's from originally. End movie. There we go. Synopsis done. Huzzah!
Huzzah, indeed. Wow, that was really good. I feel like I'm so worn out from listening to the synopsis. I feel like I just watched the movie again for the second time in a row. Where do we start with this movie? Number one, the ranking is pretty bad on this for some reason, right? Like, it's not down there with Fan Four Stick, but
or Catwoman. It's got a 40 on Metacritic, a 5.7 on IMDb.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's rated fairly low.
Why is that?
All I can think of is it's not the actors. it's not necessarily the special effects either. Some of them might be a little hokey, but they were pretty good for the time, especially what we got. Now I can't say much about Silver Surfer. We're gonna do that movie, but I think a lot of it has to do with the writing of the plot of the story itself.
All right.
I think that is where we really stumble, and that's where I stumbled a lot with this film watching it.
Well, let's talk about the things we liked.
Okay, go ahead.
So at the beginning, I haven't seen this movie since I saw it in the theater, and I fell asleep in the theater, which is weird because I never fall asleep in the theater. I'm watching a movie, especially something I paid for. Should you be in quarantine? Get off the computer.
Hi.
Oh, I got something for you, Corey.
No, Corey don't need a slap bank for tonight.
There we go. You can cash that slap bank in later. All right. So, number one, I thought that it was really fun at first. Like, I was in. I was like, all right, let's see it. Let's see some. Let Chris Evans. This is awesome. This is fun. He's having fun. He's on his motorcycle. Girls in the car. This is actually what Johnny Storm would be like. Mm-hmm. That soundtrack, though, I could have done without, but that's okay. That's okay.
It is a 2005 soundtrack.
Yeah, so I was like,
back then they were still banking on the soundtrack. It wouldn't be until probably about 2010 where we start to see movies fade. Because even Avengers, the original Avengers, has a legit soundtrack with artists who did songs for the Avengers soundtrack. And then after that, we never get, I mean, besides Black Panther, but that's like a concept album and that's totally different. But other than that, none of the other movies have anything like with contemporary music in it at all.
So, what else did I like in the beginning? I was like, this is going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. There's actors here that I like. Let's see where this takes us. Man. Look, Corey knows it was Mendez. He's like, I've used that gif many times. All right.
Why am I swatting the camera? I don't know. What was I doing? I don't know.
She gets animated. So,
I do. I get very animated.
By the time they go into space, right, where the cosmic rays hit them, the special effects started, like, really threw me off. Like, they were bad.
Like I said, the space scene reminds me of like a music video. I didn't like that when they get hit by the cosmic energy. I was like, that looks funny. I tried to look for a GIF. I couldn't find one.
So, but I did, like I said, okay, well, let's keep watching it, But I was enjoying it for Chris Evans and the guy that played the Thing. Well, that was really good. And honestly, the guy that played the Thing did a really good job for a guy in a suit.
Michael Chiklis did a great job.
And he's a solid actor. So now the downside were the three other actors, which were Jessica Alba, and I'm so sorry, Ewan Griffith. Yeah. That gentleman who was really solid in King Arthur and Titanic.
He was, yeah.
And
Horatio Hornblower's series on BBC.
And Nip Tuck guy, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't get that character at all of his Doctor Doom. Was he supposed to be foreign, or did he have an accent?
He did not have an accent, but he was supposed to be from Latveria. That is not made up.
It came and went. I don't know.
But I mean, Jessica Alba, I don't think was cast very well for Sue Storm, because I imagine her to be. I mean, the writers dumbed it down. And that's my biggest issue. Like, that's why I don't think, like, I don't think got a fair shake to be what I imagine Reed Richards to be. I imagine Reed Richards not to be some bumbling scientist who just talks with basic concepts, which I think that's why when they move into the MCU, it is going to be so much better, because I think about all the science mumbo jumbo they talk on there.
Puppy Molly is saying he was in Charmed as well?
Yes, he was. He played an evil demon or something against the original Charmed girls. Yeah. He was in there a lot.
Chiklis fought to have the Thing not to be CGI. Good. It didn't need to be. Honestly, practical effects.
It will be if they do it this time around, though.
Well, yeah, we saw it in Fan 4 Stick, but honestly, it worked because it was the very first when the Thing first appears, he almost looks like the Mudman a little bit. He's not solid rock, so it kind of worked with that Jack Kirby-ish look. I dug it. I thought that was cool.
Mhm.
Green Lantern keeps saying they went for the
Oh, sorry.
Ultimate Fantastic Four, and I think that's
Okay,
more of the Fan Four stick went with that route,
they
right?
did.
They in this version they still kept that traditional cosmic rays going up into space, whereas in the Fan Four stick they did the ultimate route by going into another dimension and things like that. What? Okay, so what other things did you like about the movie? And then we
So,
can talk about the things we didn't like.
yeah, so I really enjoyed Chris Evans' portrayal
Mhm.
as Johnny Storm. And after watching this, it's so funny because I realized, man, he really does have quite a range, or he has a good range. When I think about the stuff he would do, like poking fun at the Thing and stuff, then he years later would play a character who in the Avengers would tell Iron Man to stop picking on Bruce Banner. And he's like, you know damn well why. Like, like it's such a weird, like he's two different people, and it's insane to see that. So hats off to Chris Evans. Also Chickless, I thought did a great job, and I know that he loved the comics. So
What?
clearly,
Sorry, director's cut during the
yes,
planetarium. They Reed morphs into
yeah,
Wolverine.
it's true.
What?
I read about that too. See, because keep in mind, the first two or X-Men, Last Stand and the original one came out before this. And if you look, when Sue's going up to the newsstand and they have her on front of People magazine, there's also a little thing. It says the mystique of Rebecca Romaine Stamos, get it? And then the other headline says James Marsden eyes superhero role because he played Cyclops, so I get it. So there's like little cute
Thanks
little
for
Easter eggs like
explaining it.
that in
Though.
case
Yeah,
you
I
want
love
it.
the
But
fact.
so
Yeah.
for me, those two were the big highlights of the film.
Mhm.
And I didn't necessarily mind. I didn't necessarily mind the chemistry between Ewan and Jessica Alba. It's just I didn't
Mhm.
like the way Reed was portrayed or Sue was portrayed in the movie, and I think that was a downfall for me. And a lot of special effects for 2005 were pretty on. Were pretty on point. I wasn't disappointed with
Okay.
a lot of them.
Yeah. Like the scene, like oh man, with the scene where he catches fire though, that was pretty horrible. Like where
Yeah,
he's catching fire, it looks so bad on the green screen, and then he's snowboarding down the hill. I will say that the biggest fault of this movie lies on its villain because
yes.
Doctor Doom is like top 3 greatest villains in the Marvel
I mean,
universe,
they
right?
used him in the Time Runs Out, the Secret Wars. I mean,
Well,
Doom World, right? Like,
you can and you don't even have to use those storylines as long as you capture the essence. I don't care. You can go with the shitty origin story from Fan Four Stick as long as you capture the essence of that villain who is a complex villain.
mhm.
And they just don't get it. It's like he's either a jealous boy
Which, yeah, the whole
or
love
he's
triangle.
somebody right. Either he's jealous of Reed, and he is a little bit to an extent in the comic books, but
Yeah,
there's so much more to him than that. Either he's jealous of him because he's smarter, or he's jealous because of Sue. He's upset about his fate. Like there's so much drive to the character that they could do, and they never do it justice in these movies.
they have yet
So
to do it.
your heroes are only going to shine as much as the villains that are in the movie, right? So if a villain is forgettable and jokey and whatever, I think that's why a lot of people didn't really like Ultron. I really liked Ultron a lot. I thought he had a lot of personality. But for this character, he's not even one dimension. He's just a boring villain. It's and the guy, I don't know if he's a good actor because I've only seen him in Nit Tuck, and I've only saw the first 2 seasons of that, and he was all right. But why not make him a monarch like of Latveria? Why not why start him off as this like it's almost like he's non-threatening. I don't get it. But
No, I agree 100% because there's different ways they could have done it, and especially if they knew they were going to have a sequel and maybe if it was successful, do a trilogy, they could have really expanded upon his origin story. And I don't understand why they always have to tie his origin story to Reed and the Fantastic Four, because that's what they did here, and they did it also in the other Fantastic Four, the 2015 reboot. They have to tie them, and I don't understand why Is it because they think there's like a personal aspect? But that doesn't necessarily always work with a lot of characters if you don't give the character more depth. And the fact of the matter is, it's not like they had plenty of time. The movie was what, an hour and like 40 minutes? It wasn't like 50 minutes?
It was 2 hours.
Was it 2 hours?
2 hours and 4 minutes. Omar, they portrayed Doom like he was Dr. Bong from Howard the Duck.
Speaking of Howard the Duck, guys, side note.
Exactly.
This is fun fact. So Peacock, which is NBC's streaming service, just launched today. So if you haven't downloaded, download it because it's free if you don't mind ads. So why not? Take a look. You can watch The Office.
This episode is not sponsored by Peacock.
It's not sponsored by Peacock, but they have Howard the Duck on there. Can you freaking believe it? After we just watched it last week, and now it's on Peacock.
David texted me this morning going, "You're not going to believe this." And he texted me that Howard the Duck is free on Peacock because he loves that movie and he loves Howard the Duck. And I texted Amanda. She's like, "No way."
Yes.
Yep.
So low hits Julian McMahon, Dope and Charmed, and Runaways. Yes. So he is in Runaways. He does play the villain. He plays one of the parents in the Runaways.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. And I stopped watching Runaways too.
Yeah,
though.
And see, I enjoy it, and he does a really good job in it too. So,
yo, me too, man. I was just talking about that. I love him in that when he screams. I can't remember what he screams. Like turnabout. Anyway.
Oh, Shot to Sook said, "I'm out here
shilling products.
What a time to be alive."
It's a pyramid scheme. If you get on her Peacock, if you get under her Peacock, then she gets some. Yeah, and then she's got some shakes to sell you up.
I got some shakes too, buddy. And I might sell you some of this local beer as well.
Easy. We can't show that because
I'm
just kidding.
But I think if they just changed the origin story, they could have drawn it out and maybe had a different villain for this movie. Maybe Galactus or something because in the original film,
I think Galactus is way too much for something. Galactus
could have done something else.
Well, you know, that was the problem with Green Lantern. When you have a villain like that is threatening the entire world, that's too much for a first movie. You need to build it up slow. Dr. Doom makes sense. I get that. But do it right. Do it like he's an actual threat.
Which I hope they do if they decide to do Fantastic Four.
I thought about Mole Man, and I think in the MCU we'll get Mole Man, probably. Yeah.
Agreed. No, wait, he said, Peter said that Doom's origins was tied to Reed. Yes, but not in the way that he was on the ship with them when they got, that's what I mean. Because I know that they went to school together, and I know all that, so I know his origins are tied to Reed somewhat, but not to this extent that they seem to be in these movies, where he's with them on the spaceship, also gaining his powers. Because I know it's not how he gains his powers.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about Galactus.
Goddamn clown.
We don't need to talk about Galactus.
No, we don't talk about that either.
Mole Man's in the 2015 movie. We watched that. Was he? I can't remember. It was that bad.
We really needed to. We should probably rewatch it.
No, we should not. No, we do not.
I never want to say that again, even if it's free on Disney Plus right now. So, yeah, if they could just change the way Doom, and I think they need a different actor for Doom. I think he needs a certain gravitas that I love Julian McMahon, but I don't think he had what I expected. He's not supposed to be some pretty boy turned baddie, which in 2005 is pretty par for the course for your typical villain that you might see. So I get it, but
we talked about special effects, and here's my problem with this movie, and I watched this when in the summer that Batman Begins came out. Mm-hmm. Batman Begins by far has superior special effects.
Yeah,
there's no reason why this movie, seriously, those space scenes were weak. The scenes with Johnny Storm when he's on the snowboard.
You're comparing space scenes to Batman Begins, which let's face it, is grounded.
I'm gonna say the stretch scenes. Yeah, the stretch scenes were weak. They look like somebody that had just learned Photoshop is literally stretching.
Sometimes the hand isn't the same ratio, when he was things like that.
It just looks like some college student is really dragging the hand. So it's crazy. So practical effects, I give them mad props for using that on the Thing. I wish they had toned it up a little bit more, made it look a little slicker.
Yeah.
Because there were times that you could tell it's a rubber suit, right?
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Mainly it's because of the tone of the film. Maybe if they use a different filter or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And Man 40, Omar, back in 2005, I don't think most people were being critical of SFX. And they not at the as much as they are now.
Definitely not for superhero movies, right? We weren't expecting that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about how Doom and the Thing look?
Thank you for super chat, Jordan.
Oh yeah, thank you for the super chat. Like I said, I think practical effects on the Thing actually worked. They just needed to tone it up a little bit more. As far as Doctor Doom, I don't know. I didn't really like the way he looked. I would have liked. I like the hooded look. What about you?
No, I didn't. I didn't care for his. I mean, the mask was fine, but I mean, other than that, I wasn't a fan of everything that they did with the SFX for Doom. I don't know why he didn't make a suit. There's so many things, like the same reason why didn't Reed make their suits? Why did it just by happen chance that the suits also got their molecular power? Why couldn't he make the suits? That makes it means so much more. Like, they just kind of stumbled into being superheroes. I hate that origin. Like, in the originals, they decide to use their powers to fight. In this one, they kind of stumble into it. Well, I guess we'll be superheroes now, since Johnny's been pushing us, and the people want us to be superheroes. Like, they just kind of stumble into it. I hate that. They should, it should be something that they, Reed Richards is a smart guy who's always trying to save the world. Like, that is my vision of all the Fantastic Fours I've ever read. I don't care if it's not word for word the exact same stories as the Fantastic Fours I've read, but the essence of the characters, right? That's what I want. And that was my biggest draw, biggest, miss, was that I didn't get that inner workings of the characters. That maybe Johnny Storm, and I think a lot of that tributes to Chris Evans.
No, Johnny Storm can be, honestly, that kind of fun character. I think a lot of actors would have just a lot of a good time doing.
Yeah.
I don't think you need the most ranged actor to pull that off. We were just very blessed to get that. Tell him why you're mad at me.
I will line hard. I ain't going to tell him why I'm mad.
As of 2020, Noah Hayley. Who's Noah Hayley, Amanda?
His work on Doctor Doom. I don't know who Noah Hayley is.
The Doctor Doom movie's canceled, right? I assume that they were working on with when it was still part of Fox.
Yeah, they
don't deserve Sune Namor.
It's Noah Hawley. Okay. He said
they have the negative zone in the movie.
He'd still do a Doctor Doom film if they wanted to. But
yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Bendis was attached to it. They
did not do a negative zone in this movie. It was the Cosmic Cloud. Like in the Fantastic Four, they ended up in the negative zone. That's kind of how they got their powers in the 2015 one.
Fan Four Stick, yeah.
Fan Four Stick, yeah.
So he's the guy that did Legion on FX, is what people are saying.
It's true.
And honestly, Michael B. Jordan, his take on Johnny, he was okay for that script.
He's better Killmonger.
Well, Chris Evans is a better Captain America. So.
He's a great Captain America. He will be everyone's Captain America forever. It'll be very hard to replace him.
Amanda and Omar, I know it's felt by all of us, but I want to say thank you to you guys and everyone else on NMC for bringing us daily content and a place to connect during these times. You're welcome, man.
You're welcome, Dat Boy.
You're more than welcome.
Steve.
I still like this movie. Plus, it was Jessica Alba hot.
Jessica Alba is hot.
Was she, though?
Yes. Okay, stop.
Oh, not Jessica Alba. Damn it. Sorry. There we go. Is that Jessica Alba? What's up? Okay, we're going to do that. You want me to bring out the big guns?
No,
you want me to bring out the big guns, Amanda? All right. Mic drop. Go ahead. Do you think?
Anyway, so, yeah.
What else did you not like about this movie?
The watered down script for the scientific lingo and things like that. I expect Reed Richards and Victor Von Doom to be smarter than 8th grade chemistry. I really expect Peter Parker could wipe the floor with their asses in this movie with his knowledge, because even the little he does speak about science, Peter Parker exudes more than these two did. I felt it was watered down, and that has to do with the script. I really think a lot of it has to do with the script and how they edited it, what they decided to do with the story. Like, the whole like building up the romance. The romance to me, which is reason why you see it as a very, it's become very minor subplot in a lot of MCU movies as of late. They've not been focusing on the romance as much as the story itself, because they realize romance isn't really the biggest draw anymore. But their whole love triangle between the three of them, and that being the drive, and that driving a wedge between Ben, that's not I don't imagine Ben losing confidence in his best friend because of a girl. Like, I just don't see that. I don't understand it. And they have to, everything. It's like, they're still playing on this romantic comedy stuff that they did in Catwoman, and they still do it a little bit here with the cute little one-liners and stuff. And for me, like Fantastic Four, I don't want to see Soon, and I don't want to see a will they, won't they with Sue and Reed. They should be an established relationship. They should be the couple, right? They're Marvel's first family. They should be it. There should be no questions, like, anyways. And it should be a little bit more nuanced than the will they, won't they kind of stuff. Okay. I'm sorry.
I think you said it perfectly about how watered down the script felt at the time, and you're gonna hate this comparison because I never really watched this show, but things like this type of movie really reminded me of things like the OC, like that belong in the OC.
It was
And I
very
don't know
much
anything
like
about the OC, so I remember watching this in the theater going, these are good-looking people with not a smart script, and I assumed that's what the OC was like, just fun. and I will say that the movie was kind of fun. It was kind of boring, and it's difficult to answer the question. Was it really that bad? Anything else you want to add before we give our final score? Then we'll take it to the chat.
Hey, Hud, Shonda Sook, they got that female audience, just not this female audience. I love a good romantic comedy, but I also like smart romantic comedies.
Okay, like Love Actually. I love Love Actually.
Yeah, I was like, Love Actually is very good.
I love Love Actually.
It's a romantic comedy because every story in it's kind of sad.
It made me laugh.
Like Emma Thompson and Alan Rickman's story. That's kind of sad.
In my fingers. Oh, that song.
That song I love. Ooh, look at you singing.
I love that song. All right, so anything else you want to add?
Puppy Molly is right. Pretty dark. Every season, someone's ODing, someone's getting hurt, someone's shooting someone. It was pretty dark.
I knew nothing of the OC. Is there anything about the movie that you think was done perfectly? Yes. 100% Stanley is Willie the Mailman. Yeah,
that was perfect.
That was probably the best role out of any of the MCU that I've ever seen him in. Everybody's like, oh, the Hugh Hefner thing, that was cute, but I think Willie, that was perfect. Perfect. It is the beginning of the Marvel age of comics. So, all right, everybody in the chat, please join us. Amanda, what would you give this out of 10? Ladies first.
Okay. So we already know that 40 on Metascore, critic.
No, I'm asking you.
Yeah,
I don't care what Metascore gives it.
What would I give it? I think I would give it a 6.5 because you know what? At the end of the day, it still wasn't as bad as some of the other movies we watched, and I enjoyed it enough.
You mean?
Yeah, that movie. Yeah. I think I might have given that a 6 too, but 6.5 out of 10.
And yes. I think I'll give it about a 5.
Okay.
It wasn't that great. It wasn't horrible, but it was just kind of there, Yeah. I think a 5 is pretty fair for me.
Let's see. So we got a lot of ones.
Yeah. What would you all give it? I know there's some people that really enjoy this.
Make him feel uneasy. Why? I am curious about that. Jamie gave it a 6 out of 10, but can watch every few years. And now you have a chance because it's HBO Max. And once HBO Max is done with their licensing agreement, it'll be on Disney Plus because we got Fan 4 Stick on Disney Plus. So keep that in mind.
Why do you all hate things I love?
I don't know.
Usually that's the story of my life, Tevon.
Hank
gave it a 4 out of 4. That's like a 10 out of 10, brother. Good
Phil
job.
gave it a 4 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Canadian Comics, there we go.
Never lets me down. 4.4.
Never lets down.
5 out of 20. Martian Pilgrim. What is that?
Math is hard. Get it bad out of 10.
Bad out of 10.
T2 Comics gave it a 5 out of 10. Jesse gave it a 4 to 5 out of 10.
Four and a half.
Hayden gave it a 4 out of 10 for Chris Evans' abs, which, I mean, they're good, but man, talk about that glow up after a while. Am I right? Look at that guy. There's Cap from Infinity War, buddy. Mm-hmm. That's what we're talking about. Okay.
Yep, that's what. Yep. What was that? Was that what you were talking about, Amanda?
Yes. Low hit Sastry, thank you. Yes, everyone like this video if you haven't already, because we are at the 9 o'clock mark. So hit that like button. Smock Lock gave it a 5. Oh, are you doing this or am I doing it?
No, you're doing this. I'm just watching.
Okay. Green Lantern wants to know why he would ever shave. I don't know. He shouldn't.
Studios said, "Hey, man."
Oh, yeah. Remember Henry Cavill, guys, and Superman when they don't want you.
Henry Cavill shouldn't have shaved when he was evil Superman at the beginning of Justice League.
That's on Justice League. That's on Warner Brothers. Then that was
such a stupid mistake, man. Oh, I hated that. He was dead. Facial hair grows. Nails grow when you're dead. So I've heard. I'm sorry. That sounds like I've got several bodies in my
triangle over Nick Cage and Evan Mendes' passion in Ghost Rider. Which we haven't done any Ghost Riders yet. Which
somebody say Evan Mendes?
Ghost Rider.
Thank you, Kenny.
Leo said 2015, 2 out of 10. Oh yes,
the
fantastic.
Worst.
He gave it a pretty.
Oh yeah, 2015. That was. What was the? I still think the worst one was Catwoman. I think for me the worst movie we saw was Catwoman.
But damn,
it was so bad.
It's so joyous to hear the.
No. I'm not gonna lie. It was fun to watch, and it has a. There you go again. Okay.
Don't worry, I didn't start singing Nsync yet.
It was fun to watch. It was just, I have to admit, it was a horrible movie. Lionheart, I don't see you smashing that like button. Needless to say, I'm very disappointed in you. What's up, man? All right, wait. Wait. We go back to Project Viking for a second. Your hairs and nails don't grow. You dry out and shrink so they look longer. Spoken like a true psychopath serial killer. Thank you, Project Viking.
And now
this is the part where I would say, "Oh yeah, pictures or it didn't happen," but I'm afraid to ask for those. I'm kidding. That's cool.
Oh, I got something for you. Hold on a second.
For who?
Because I'm going to use this every time someone makes a comment like that, because that was perfect.
About what?
Just in general. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Wait.
Wait. What do you got?
Hold on. Download faster.
Oh, you're trying to find it. Bearded Superman is the only change in the
That is it. I don't think that makes it better.
You know what? Worth it.
Here we go. Right there. The more you know. Thank you.
So my science talk gets as much hate as reads. No, dude, no.
No, I am not wearing a Smurfs watch. This is one of the spring colors from the Apple Watch collection, and I liked it, so I bought it.
The Apple Watch. Never mind. I ain't gonna make fun of you. I've done that enough.
Oh, good morning, Chris. Oh, sorry. Christopher just woke up, so I wanted to say good morning to him.
Good morning. Look at that.
Up and joined us.
Nude Catwoman. Okay, first of all, not nude Catwoman, nude Hayley Berry. But have you seen Monsters Ball? Man, she was awesome in that too. Next week's video, Ghost Rider with plenty of Evan Mendes. Yeah, we could do one of the Ghost Rider films. Or do you want to go back to DC? You want to go back to DC? We've done 2 Marvels back to back. There are several bad movies. Yeah, we can do.
Hayden said BTW, Amanda, I ordered that book you told me about. Great. I think you're gonna. It's a rough read.
What did you tell him to get?
I told him to read Cherry by Nico Walker. It's the book that Cherry, the movie that Tom Holland is gonna he's in that the Russo brothers directed. No, it's based off of the gentleman who wrote it. Nico Walker is actually in prison currently serving a sentence because he is an Iraq War veteran who suffered from PTSD. It was during the beginning of the opioid crisis in Ohio, and he obviously got hooked on drugs. And to make money, to buy more drugs, he went and started robbing banks and eventually got caught. And so someone had come to him about writing a book. So he spent the course of so many years in prison writing this book, which then they turned into a novel, which then the Russo brothers bought the rights to, made the movie that we are going to see Tom Holland in. And it's going to be definitely, it's rated R. There's a lot of graphic there should be, hopefully, if they do it right, a lot of graphic depictions of drug use, sex, violence, because there's a lot of scenes over in Iraq that are particularly disturbing. And I made my husband read about it or read the book because he is in the military. And, you know, the stories that his friends who are in the military who've been overseas have told him about certain things. It's pretty devastating. It's a rough read, but I think it's, as far as for Tom Holland's career, it's going to show truly his depth of an actor that he is. So if anyone hasn't read Cherry, I recommend you read it, if nothing because it's a great book, not because Tom Holland's going to be in the movie. And the Russo brothers are directing, so yeah, there's that. He shaved his head. I have a picture.
Oh, he looks 2 years older when he shaved his head. Oh, Amanda showed me.
You know how upset I was when he shaved it, knowing that I was about to meet him and that our picture
find
together.
Out about the hair and fingernails. Oh, we love you guys. Ghost Rider Eva Mendes next week.
Thank you for that super chat.
Thank you for the super chat, brother. Look at Jack. Look at Jack getting all jealous. I can beat up Tom Holland. Why are you trying to beat up a man? I'm pretty sure 95% of everybody here can beat up Tom Holland.
Oh, I love it. Hayden said, Matt, Tom is actually
74. Just like Jack is actually 54.
Yeah, he's actually.
All right. You guys called it then. Ghost Rider.
There we go. We can do it next week. Because,
you guys are the worst. I don't want to watch either one. I
don't think I've seen either one, so I'll be.
I haven't seen the sequel. So, all right. So to answer the question, Amanda, was Fantastic Four 2005 really that bad?
It wasn't as bad as what the critics made it out to be, but it was not great.
You know, I don't think it was as bad.
No,
there have been worse movies.
It could be nostalgia getting me. So,
and I agree with this. I'm going to go ahead and say, spoiler. Yes, Ghost Rider was really that bad. I remember that damn movie. Omar, where is the New Warriors movie? I don't know, man. Why are you busting on my New Warriors? Hey, Omar, how old were you when you left South America? I was 8 years old when I left South America. Yes, hard yes. Was it really that bad? It was the best Fantastic Four movie, which is
kind of sad. When you think about it, that's true.
That is so damn true.
It is very true. It is a shame that this is the best that we've gotten so far. But with that being said, we can talk about what the future might hold, because I did write a whole thing about
your pages that you printed out. Look, she doesn't even. Amanda is so damn we're gonna auction those pages off. She writes those, hand writes them, old school style. Doesn't even type them on the computer.
No, I gotta write it down so it's like I remember it more.
Are you guys going to continue? Was it really that good?
Until we start running out of material. I mean, we enjoy it, but there's definitely other things that we could do. But the problem is we can't really do reviews right now. I mean, we could. We do want to, and Omar, correct me if I'm wrong, we do want to do a Netflix watch party of Old Guard.
Yeah, with you all.
I've seen it with you guys. So if that's something y'all are interested in, we can send out the details and kind of plan it. And then we might do a review of it later, the following week or something is what we're thinking. If that's something you guys are. Green Lantern, is your hand okay? I write one page down, it's done. Yes, my hands are fine. I mean, I was a little worried though, not because of writing, but because today at CrossFit.
Oh, here we go. Y'all got those bingo cards ready? Tom Holly?
I had to do an overhead squat, and I was overextending this arm, and I think I pulled a tendon, and this started to get this thumb started to feel kind of numb, tingly. And I also fun thing, I tried to clean a 80-pound sandbag over my shoulder. I did do it, but the first time I did it, I wasn't quite there. I ended up falling forward and landed right bam on my knee. So I have a slight little bruise on my knee, but nothing too bad. Eventually I did it, the 80-pound, but it was
Good thing you got those CrossFit doctors there in the house.
Damn right.
My Lord, woman, you're gonna hurt yourself. Krasinski should play Hercules in the MCU. Old Guard was not good.
Oh no! Don't say it. We haven't watched it yet.
I haven't seen that yet. Hercules. Man, he would have to tone up though. Hercules is big, like thick, big, right? He's not like Krasinski's tone, but Hercules is like, how do I? Not like farm strong, but just like a dude that doesn't need
Yeah.
a workout. He's just naturally built big.
Zac Efron's naturally that way. If you guys have watched,
He's
Zac
not
Efron,
naturally that way. He has
Yeah.
gotten himself there.
he has, but it's interesting to see how he's turned
Yeah,
out.
I
Anyway,
see
I
him
don't know
on
why we're looking at-
Facebook apps like talking about his workout. So
Yeah. So let's talk about if MCU.
where did your
Was-
arms go?
They're behind these
Oh,
arms.
okay.
If the MCU.
Naturally.
Oh,
That's what I said. Like he works out 6 hours a day.
Canadian Invisible Comics. I am not doing a watch party just so you can talk about the movie 2 hours. How dare you, Canadian Invisible? It is called camaraderie. We all talk together. It is fun.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about right there. That dude. Yes. Amanda, please butcher that man's name.
Jesse Christian?
No.
Oh, Joe Manganiello?
Yeah, he would be a perfect Hercules.
Would be a good Hercules. And we don't know if we're going to get his death stroke. So let's just
we get Deathstroke in that one movie that HBO seems to really
wait.
put all their
What
money
did Raz say? No, Amanda. How dare you? How dare I? What would I do?
I don't know what you said. Is doing CrossFit code word for Omar beating you up?
No.
My mom watched Old Guard yesterday.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
Joe Manganiello.
Manganiello.
That cannot be.
No, it is Joe Manganiello.
That's how you say his.
Yeah.
What's it called? What was this? The male stripper movie that he was in with Channing Tatum. Come on, Amanda.
Magic Mike.
Yeah, Joe Manganiello sounds like a Magic Mike name.
No, his name was not that in Magic Mike.
Amanda, you did a good job with saying my name. What the hell, Jesse Christian? I can say your name too.
Yeah, well,
It's not like it's that difficult.
you're the one who said say his name, and then
I was
put it
talking
on
about
there.
Joe
I thought you were
Manganiello.
talking about Jesse Christian. I was like, yep, I think.
Magic Mike. Jesse Christian's right. Oh, you mean Magic Mike? You talking about Magic Mike? Hemsworth was rather slim before Thor, and is even bigger for Hollywood Hulk. I can't believe he's playing Hulk Hogan. This is when
But
we're going to
dude,
see
I mean,
how
think
well of an
about it.
actor he is.
Look at him here. Look at Chris Evans here.
Are we going back to
Look
this?
at Chris Evans here. Oh, I just swore I'm gonna lose monetary stuff. Look at him here. Like, damn. Like,
Amanda, that's 10 years.
I
of
know, but
Hollywood workouts.
yeah, I know, man. That's
Look,
I know.
Amanda, like Salma Hayek, she's had kids. No workout needed. She's all good.
She works out. Whatever, she works out. Omar, get him in to mention
Say get a bingo.
so I can get bingo and win. And we should do a near mint condition bingo.
We should. Oh my
What we'll
goodness.
do is, guys, I'm gonna create a near mint condition bingo.
We're
gonna post it on our Facebook page.
We
and then-
are?
And then whoever downloads it and plays along with us, we'll say next week. If you get bingo during either Old Reader, New Reader, or Was It Really That Bad, Omar will give you a prize. He has a bunch of comics that he's just sit around in his house, and he will just mail one to you.
You're a real
What do
bitch,
you
man.
want?
You know that book I told you I was going to give you? You fuck off. It ain't yours. I'm going to give it away. You would call me out like that.
Well,
Will
who's up for
Hemsworth
that?
get the ball spot? Oh, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, here we go. Say Peter's name. Peter's a great guy. I can do it. Peter. Now you take his last name.
Okay. Peter Huerreb? No,
Where are you from, Amanda?
I don't
He's
know.
Australian. Do it
Oh,
again. Do
okay.
it again.
Peter whatever. I don't know. I can't say it. What is it?
How do you pronounce it, Peter? Yeah, I'll do a giveaway. I promise. We just got 25,000. We're doing a giveaway.
And so we can do it with bingo. I'll create a bingo. Oh my God, Michael.
Michael, you're not even American. That's the American way of pronouncing names. They give up after the first letter. You're Canadian, man. You got to try harder.
Project Viking said, if I get bingo, you have to ask Disney for a CGI dragon and like it.
Yes. Yes, you do, Amanda.
I don't
Yes,
know how
you
I
do.
fell on my sword for the live action Mulan, but somehow I've become.
Yeah, I
that
love. You said I've become. You got really dramatic yesterday. Somehow I've become the champion for Mulan. I'm like, ain't nobody calling your ass a champion for Mulan. Um, has anybody in the chat seen Unsolved Mysteries? The new Unsolved Mysteries, and have you all seen the old Unsolved Mysteries? Just out of curiosity, um, I have introduced my daughter to the classic Unsolved Mysteries, and we are. I'm. It's Robert Stack's voice, right? Which Amanda told me that's why they don't have a host this time around. It's because they
Yes.
can't duplicate it. All right, so here we go. X like shh, and you
Sure.
like.
Okay. See, I was trying to go with the. I was trying to think of how
She was trying to go with the Latin way of saying,
the Latin way with the.
which is not what Australians do.
So sure. Schwereb. Schwereb. Schwereb?
Shreb.
Schwereb.
Shreb.
Schwereb. Schwereb. Peter Schwereb.
Yep. That's it. Old unsold for the win, right? And I was thinking, man, if they can't, I wish they would have a host. That's what this is missing. I'll call Amanda champion for Mulan.
Yeah, become the champion.
All right, Amanda, you're the linguist here. Who's the character?
You gotta be kidding me. I only know Spanish.
Man, she doesn't even do that well.
I have a degree in Spanish, buddy. I just don't speak it all the time.
I got a degree in English.
Who's this character? Is it Victor Von Doom?
Wow. Did she get a prize? Unsolved Mysteries hosted by Ultra Magnus. See, I made that connection to my daughter. She was like, what? That's awesome. Old Unsolved Mysteries is yes, it's on IMDb, which is on Amazon. Some seasons are free on Hulu. But I was thinking, like, who would be a good host for a new Unsolved Mysteries, right? Because they couldn't go the Robert Stack way because he had such a unique voice. So who would you guys like to see on Unsolved Mysteries?
Morgan Freeman.
All right, Morgan. That's a good one. That's good. Gilbert Gottfried, because we're gonna go Gilbert Gottfried for a completely different take. Different take on Unsolved
That would be
Mysteries.
the absolute worst.
Amanda, tell me and Omar about your Spanish degree. Yeah, en español, por favor.
Okay.
Por favor.
No, put me on the spot like that. I was just saying that.
Hey, whoa, yo, for real though, Roberto Rodriguez. I love saying your name. My girl can sing in Spanish.
Who?
I've heard her. You can sing.
Oh
in
yeah,
Spanish.
because I like to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do it.
I could sing. Okay.
Yeah, here we go, Roberto. Yeah, do it.
Okay.
All right, here we go. I'll make it. I'll make it less.
Fotografías by. No, you don't put me on full screen. Go away. I'm not singing this.
Come on, I'll be your background.
Goes,
Come on.
okay. Cada vez que te busca te vas y cada vez que te llama no estás. Es por eso que debo decir que tú. What the fuck? I'm done. Nope. You take me off full screen. Nope.
It was like Salma Hayek was right there singing.
Yeah. Cuando hay un gusto de dudo se pone entre los dos.
Come on, it was like Cat Dennings was right there, man.
Cat Dennings.
Oh shit! I mean Salma Hayek. My bad. That was really good.
I love that. I love Juanes. So
look. Amanda, that's not actually that bad.
I don't like. Omar isn't speaking enough to me, so I don't have.
That's fine. Though
it is funny.
I got you, man. I got you, my dude.
You guys are. Oh my gosh. Okay, Nyan. I had Peggy Hill impression.
Oh man, what's a Juanes?
He is a oh god, is he from Spain? I believe he's from Spain. Is he from Spain?
I'm gonna leave you alone, man.
He is a singer. He's a rock singer from Spain, I believe.
I karaoke that song, man, when I was working in Texas. Oh, I love that song. I'm sorry.
No, he's Colombian. I'm sorry. He's Colombian. Sorry. He's a Colombian singer.
Got all hot all of a sudden, right? That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Hayden, you're right. Omar about to go to Italy.
What's that?
Oh, here we go. Raz wants you to go do your Antonio Banderas and sing
Morena de mi corazón. Right now? No, man. I can't do it. I haven't had enough to drink.
Wait, no one's rating my singing out of 10.
Yo, for real though, that was 10 out of 10, Amanda. If I
Dang.
close my eyes, I see there's a beautiful Latin woman in front of me right now.
Oh, Dad boy, thank you. I do deserve so much better than Omar. And this
What the hell? That is not what he said. Quit putting shit in his
It
head.
should be a singing channel, Canadian Invincible Comics. I agree.
That. Oh my gosh, Eurovision. Who said that? Somebody just said Eurovision. Because I'm in for that. I'm in for that.
Jack gave me a 10 out of 10. Phil gave me a 15. Tevon gave me a 4 out of 4. Thank you.
What is happening? NMC.
Let's do Eurovision.
Yes. Oh man.
All I want to do is sing "Ya Ya Ding Dong" all day long.
That's the song of 2020, the summer of 2020.
That is yes.
Please don't start no damn hashtag here.
You asked for it.
You know what? I'm pretty sure if you Google that, there's already a justice for a man. It's going to be a lot darker than.
It's going to be a lot darker than what we need to be.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about this before we go because we just got really weird.
I just asked you to sing, man.
I know, right? Fantastic Four fan cast. So obviously, we've talked about this before, but since we're talking about Fantastic Four, maybe let's bring it up again.
Oh, casting. Okay.
Yeah, because I've been doing a little bit of research on different people. I think I have some good ideas. Okay. Matt wants you to do a synopsis of my singing, though.
It was beautiful. Close my eyes. A Latin woman singing.
Do you know what I was singing about?
Me? Yes. I don't know about anybody else.
I will sing at your wedding, Project Viking. I promise when I'm not drunk.
Yo, you better fly my ass up there too, man. You can't just fly her. It's a combo deal, baby.
Ooh, Canadian Invincible Comics and sing Cotton Eye Joe. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Ooh, where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Okay, stop.
That was pretty good. Keep going.
No. Okay, Roz has Eurovision on national TV every year here. It's quite something. It's usually just an excuse to get drunk. Even the presenters get drunk live. Yes. And so we discovered it because I watched
I love when white people discover things. Go ahead.
It's been there. Well, I know, but Americans, not white people, Americans. I love when Americans discover things.
Amanda's singing career. There's your $2.
Thank you, Lionheart, for the super chat.
There you go, man.
So Will Ferrell released that Eurovision movie, which I expected to be just another Will Ferrell movie, but it actually had.
Yeah, I did too. It was so good.
And the music in it is kind of fantastic. Oh man, they're medley mashup, and Dan Stevens plays a really awesome character, and Rachel McAdams isn't too bad either. Now, granted, her voice is mixed with an actual Icelandic singer, but regardless. It's a pretty good movie, and it kind of makes you tear up at the end. So I recommend everyone. Yes.
So that's the first I've heard of Eurovision, and now I'm hooked. And I was telling my brother, I'm like, this is like the Oscars. We're going to watch this shit every year here in America because I don't give a shit about the Super Bowl or anything. But watching that. How would you make a fantastic? Thank you so much, Jordan, for the super chat. How would you make a fantastic?
This is what I've been wanting to talk about.
This is what she's been wanting to do.
I don't think that
Americans equals an entire continent. Even you, Canadian, we're claiming you.
Yes,
all my taxes. All right.
So for me, I don't think we would introduce Victor Von Doom as the villain quite yet. I think it would be a lead up to that.
Okay. You wouldn't even cameo Victor Von Doom?
No, I think I would cameo him, but he wouldn't be the villain.
Okay.
I want build up for him. Because I think he is their big bad. I don't think he needs to be a one-shot villain in one movie. And I know he shows up in Silver Surfer, whatever. It doesn't matter. We don't need his whole origin also done in relation to Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
I want Fantastic Four. I want Reed and Sue to be like an established, almost like an established family, like people who work together. And I want it to be more where they decide to be heroes. They decide to go through that journey together and fund it. And I want Reed to be serious, a little bit more serious. And I think that Reed and Sue might need to be older, like a little bit older. Because even sometimes I think Jessica Alba and Johnny and Chris Evans could be very similar in age. If not, they could have been love interests at one point in a movie. And correct me if have they been? I don't know.
I think if anyone here, you would know.
Hold the phone. Yeah, I know right there. That is just, look at him. What, damn. Wait, Dat Boy Steve, no love for the Super Bowl. What are you talking about? I don't deserve you to unsub.
No, I said I don't watch the Super Bowl.
Oh, I love the Super Bowl, Dat Boy Steve. Don't unsub. I love it. I watch it every year. This year's Super Bowl was lit with Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. Can we talk about those two women? Are fantastic.
Okay. Wait a minute. I watched the commercials and the halftime show.
No, but I do follow a little bit of football, not enough to say that I'm like an expert in the major.
I couldn't even tell you who was in the Super Bowl this year.
My family
Dolphins.
My family is so big into the Pittsburgh Steelers that there's no way I don't know who Ben Roethlisberger or Jerome Bettis are, because it is like,
know who those are.
You don't know who they are, but anyways, like I need to know these people. Like, it just is a thing. I know, like, and plus I went to school in Philadelphia. I mean,
here we go. Get that bingo card out. Get that bingo card. Bingo.
Wait,
bragging about coming from Philly.
I would do commissions. If you want me to sing you 10 Spanish songs, I will sing you 10 Spanish songs.
What's that thing I learned about yesterday? Realfans.com. OnlyFans.
Cameo? Oh.
No, OnlyFans. People in the chat probably know what I'm talking about. The Omni Bros were talking about it. No, 2 nights ago on. We'll look it up later.
Okay.
Right, go ahead. What were you saying?
Okay, so I was thinking, fan casting. So did you know that Patrick Wilson originally auditioned for a role in the original Fantastic Four?
I see him as Dr. Doom.
He could do that, but I could see him as a Reed Richards too. Andrew Lincoln's another one I could see as Reed Richards.
Andrew Lincoln, the guy from Walking Dead, Rick Grimes.
Actually.
Well, let's say Walking Dead. They've only been on for 15 years.
True.
Okay. Yeah, see, these guys, OnlyFans. Oh boy, see, he knows.
I don't know what OnlyFans is.
You'll look it up later. You're gonna be like, "What the hell?" Rick Grimes or Patrick. I love Patrick Wilson. Obviously, I think he's great.
Oh, I think he's a fantastic actor. I would still, obviously, a John Krasinski, Emily Blunt pairing would be great, but let's face it, I don't know if that's going to happen.
I want somebody that can pull off the kind of smart that you and other fans want in this movie.
Patrick Wilson could do that.
Yeah. He's a very...
I even think Andrew Lincoln could do that.
I don't know. I haven't seen Andrew Lincoln outside of Walking Dead or Love Actually, so I don't know what else he could do. I've just seen a lot of Krasinski, and he is kind of limited. Yeah, I don't like...
Fantastic Ocean Master. Yes, indeed.
That dude for real though is an awesome actor.
He is a great actor.
If Mark Strong, can Mark Strong be Dr. Doom? I'm in for that.
I was thinking him. I was thinking Nikolaj Coster, the guy who played Jaime Lannister, could also possibly be a Doom, or even Javier Bardem.
Javier Bardem, the guy from
No Country for Old Men,
and James Bond.
He'd be an interesting Doom.
And he might have. I've seen Jack Ryan, and that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, it's still Jim. It's so weird. I'm not a fan. I stopped watching in season 1, and I like that character a lot. I like the Tom Clancy stuff. Jaime Lannister though. No,
he said no.
Jaime Lannister though. This is hard.
I know. The Sue Storm really has me.
Jaime Lannister as Dr. Doom though would be cool, but everybody keeps seeing this, and I can't unsee that.
But would you,
Michael Fassbender as Dr. Doom? He's
already been Magneto. I mean, it's so weird. I mean, not that you can't cast him, obviously, because Chris Evans has been Johnny Storm and Captain America, but so close together though. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about aging up characters, because they kind of need to be, especially somebody like Reed Richards,
and I would want that.
Other than the cosmic rays gave you gray hairs.
I love Hugh Dancy. I haven't seen Hugh Dancy in a long time.
Who's Hugh Dancy? Help me out here.
Okay, I just know him from Ella Enchanted, so bear with me, guys. That's all I know.
Enchanted from the
Ella Enchanted with Anne Hathaway.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, okay.
Never mind.
But he has a very like Ewan Gruffudd or James McAvoy. They all have that similar British look, and he had the curly hair at one time. So That's who I see.
What
But
about
Oscar Isaac, yeah, but that dude's everywhere right now. So
Yeah, see, that's
hard
the
to
problem
say.
with him. What
Yeah.
about The Thing? Would you do the route of Fan Four Stick or the route of Fantastic Four 2005? Do you want like a big bald guy that kind of looks like he's going to turn into a big rock bald guy, or do you want somebody skinny that doesn't look the part that's going to turn into
I've been leaning towards a big bald guy. Like I was thinking like John Cena. Dominic Purcell, who played Heatwave and Arrow in The Flash, wouldn't be a bad choice either if he could have the chops for
Oh,
movies.
the guy from Prison Break?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Oh, it's not that bad. You know who I really like that no one else does because of that bad Punisher movie? I like Ray Stevenson, the guy that played in. He was in Rome. He's
Yes.
the big guy in Rome. But I think he might be too old for that role. And I hate saying that. But the reason I'm saying too old for that role is because I want these people signing a 10 movie deal, right? Oh, look at here, Amanda. Hear me out. Bill Hader is Reed Richards. He has good range.
Okay.
He does.
Jaime. Yes. I love Barry. And he's tall, thin, he fits the part. I hope that he can do where he doesn't err on his comedic side too much, but I mean Barry is a fantastic TV show. I do love Bill Hader a lot. I love Bill Hader very much. Like very, very much. I've watched a lot of Bill Hader stuff.
That dude was crazy. Y'all see that Natalie Wood biopic? Mm-hmm. As long as we get The Thing versus the Hulk on the big screen.
I hope we do too.
Right?
Because they can make Mark Ruffalo.
Sean Bean as Doom.
I'm not opposed to that either.
I'm not opposed to it.
He's getting
y'all leave my boy. I mean, y'all leave my boy.
He's getting old. I mean, you guys saw him in the second Jumanji, right? I mean,
I see him in Always Sunny every year, and he gets older and older.
See, I was hoping for David Harbour, but now that he's in the Black Widow movies, I don't think we're gonna get him.
Oh yeah, that would be no.
That would be like I mean, it's one thing to take a minor character and then make them like major.
Charlie Day as Reed Richards. I wouldn't even cast him as Johnny Storm, and I love Charlie Day.
I know. Oh well, Sean, he would die in the first 10 minutes. But Chris said Gillian Jacobs, which she's from Community. If you guys don't know, she plays Britta, and Britta's the worst. Do you see what?
Yeah, Britta's the worst, and my wife hates Britta, like because she reminds herself of. I don't know. You know, one of the things
I have to watch more of what she's done.
One of the things that Joss Whedon, despite of how you feel about him, did was he loved casting comedians because comedians had a range that a lot of other actors don't. A lot of actors get typecasted, you know, they get hired for good looks.
Yes.
But comedians, on the other hand, have a wide range, which is, I mean, look at Robin Williams, right? Yes, Britta is the worst, but
Britta's in this. I've just been like cycling through Community episodes this past couple of days, so this is fantastic, guys. Thank you.
Megan Fox for Sue Storm. Oh, damn it, I didn't know it was Jack. Megan Fox for Sue Storm and Machine Gun.
MJK, sorry. I was getting to Raz saying if we're doing Community, Don Glover's going to be Torch. Since he couldn't play Miles Morales, why not? But he is Aaron Morales, so there is that little conundrum we'd have to get around.
Sue's the one that I'm having a hard time casting. Like, and like, who would you cast as Sue Storm? Because they've already done. Like how?
It's so hard because I think of Emily Blunt because I feel like she fits the criteria of being like in her 30s. But like, I mean, a lot of fan sites say Charlize Theron, but I think she would outshine everyone else. It'd be really hard. You can't like. It's almost like I was afraid with Angelina Jolie being in Eternals, but
I was, brother. You know where I was going.
It really does. But like, I mean, Lily James has been mentioned a couple times. She played Cinderella in the live action with Richard Madden.
No idea
who
who
that
is.
She was in Yesterday, the movie Yesterday, that Beatles movie. She played the girl in it, the lead girl, his little girlfriend. Anna de Armas is another name's been floating around, and she was the the helper in Knives Out.
You know, actually, Green Lantern brings up a good point. Would you choose Scarlet Joe for Black Widow? MCU surprise? No, I would not. And that's what I'm thinking about, like when casting, like who would? Oh my gosh, yes, she is freaking perfect. See, that in my head is freaking perfect. Erin Moriarty from The
Yeah.
Boys. You know who he's talking about?
No. Which one is she in The Boys?
She's the young girl,
Oh,
the
the
love
one who
interest.
plays. Yes. Okay.
Let me pull up a picture of her. She's perfect. Like
She
she
can still do it.
super. I don't.
Here, I'm going to answer Leo quick.
26.
Leo
Yes.
wants to know what our next film is. We're going to choose between the two Ghost Riders, Leo, for next week. So Ghost Rider 1 or Ghost Rider 2?
And I don't know, like, hold on, I'm just pulling it up. This particular GIF because I don't know if it does it justice.
Yeah. Oh, Raz, we can't put Florence Pugh in as Sue because she's already going to be the new Black Widow. They've already leaked that information.
Yeah, what's her name? Yelena.
She's already Yelena.
Maybe.
Ooh, actually, Jesse Christian, Yvonne Shrivosky.
Who's that?
Okay, so I always think she looks like Naomi Watts, but she's not Naomi Watts.
Okay.
But she looks like her. God, what did I just see her in?
See, this is who I was thinking.
Because she is fantastic.
Like, I think she's
young.
But I think that's what you need in this movie. If you're gonna get a 10 movie deal with the Fantastic Four, then you need somebody.
All the men we just mentioned for Reed are too old.
20. She's 27. How old are the men?
Okay, Patrick Wilson is almost 40. John Krasinski's almost 40.
Patrick Wilson is younger than I am. I'm
yes, they're all. I mean, I looked all these people up. They're. I mean, even the guys people are considering for Johnny Storm, Zac Efron, he's older than her.
She's the female lead in Chuck. Okay, now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I think she was also in
actually,
Dexter. Yeah, in Dexter. But the most recent, she was in Dexter because she played the crazy woman that he was with for a while. But what's the most recent thing? She plays Serena Joy in Handmaid's Tale. That's what you remember.
Okay.
Yes. So she is one of those characters. She would not be a bad choice either. Actually, I like her better because she actually would, for me, fit the age range. She's born in 82. Patrick Wilson was 83, I believe. Because I looked this all up. I
thought Patrick Wilson was so much older than me. Really?
Yeah, he just looks older.
Amanda casting.
I'm sorry. He's 73. He is older than you. You're right. John Krasinski was born in
I was gonna say, God damn, I think I'm younger than him.
So, yeah, I think Yvonne. I think that's a perfect choice. Now that
I'm down with that. I like
her
that.
and Patrick Wilson together. I can see that. So for Human Torch,
every day I wake
a lot of people have been saying Zac Efron, but then with what's name said, but this is this guy. His name's Glenn Powell. And I have a GIF of him too. Where
I have a thing for him.
No, I have a GIF. Where is he?
All right, show me Glenn Powell. I may have deleted it. Oh, here we go.
You did.
I didn't. No, I didn't delete it. I did not delete it. No, I did not, Amanda. Don't tell me what I did.
Oh no, it said it was too big. So Glenn Powell is an actor who.
The GIF was too big.
From Scream Queens, he played Chad. And he legit. Okay, I'm just gonna look for a picture.
You know, look him up. Look him up.
Yeah, you just keep talking, but
they ain't on till they hit 50. They're out forever.
Y'all need to just stop.
That's when she takes him to the farm and. I was born in 1979. I'm old. No, you ain't, man. Omar Meda's low-key. I don't think she's low-key roasting me at all.
Okay, so this guy's actually going to be in Top Gun Maverick 2, so that's kind of a big deal.
Top Gun Maverick 2?
Yeah, the new one coming out.
You mean Top Gun 2 Maverick?
Here we go. Well,
we ain't Rambo 2ing this.
This is him right here. So this is Glenn Powell, and I think he would be a pretty decent Johnny Storm.
He looks like Chris Evans.
He does. I think that's why.
You casted the guy that looks like Chris Evans. You went the Brandon Routh way of casting a character that looks like.
No, but he's funny. If you guys ever watched Scream Queens,
no,
man, he's hilarious in that as Chad. I love him in that TV series. So yeah.
Who's the asshole brother from Stranger Things?
Oh, the one who's the
guy that's Cannonball?
No, not him. The one who looks like
the Power Ranger guy, the red Power Ranger.
Yeah,
He's a good looking dude.
He's a good looking dude. A little alternative for the
hell does that mean? Wait, are you what is in your head? What? Is it Doc? Is his name Docray? Dacker?
No. Oh yes, DeCray Montgomery. Yeah,
DeCray.
That's
I said
who we're
Dacker.
thinking about. Well, I'm thinking about someone else. Never mind.
Who are you thinking about?
I was thinking about what's his name, Steve. Sorry.
No, they're thinking he's the. Oh, so many lines were in this movie. He's a hothead. He's really thinning himself out.
He does look like 3 out of the 4 Chris's. You're right, Glenn Powell.
Yeah. Way to go, Amanda. So there we go. Is that our cast?
I think
whoever Amanda said, and
Yvonne for Sue Storm, because I'm all about that now that I've heard it.
I'm still for this girl for Sue Storm.
So young though. Then you have to go even younger for Johnny Storm.
It's always old guys and young chicks in movies.
So, but her brother's Johnny Storm. He's to be younger than her, right? Because
I don't know.
Hold on.
Amanda's casting agency. Don't ask any follow-up questions.
Glenn Powell is still in his 30s. Yeah, so he'd still be older. So then he would be older than Sue Storm. Cat, get off my. All right.
You cast whoever the hell you want to. Sorry, Marvel should just hire me for professional fan casting. Oh my God, Amanda's a multi-movie. Yeah, don't ask these questions. It's like asking me about X-Men. I get really into the answers, like it's life and death.
Great.
I'm gonna go ahead and say probably not.
No, my cat's not dead. He's right here.
Did you kill that cat?
Because he did not. He did not kill the cat in my bathroom last night, like I asked him to. Yes, I would love to be the next Kevin Feige, Christopher Lucas.
You do not want to give this woman that much power.
Cats land on their feet, Canadian Invincible Comics. Come here, buddy.
Y'all don't even know the outtakes I had to do with this woman when she used to do her book hauls. She used to get the hell off the table.
He doesn't understand boundaries. I'm teaching him.
Man, the cat people ain't gonna be happy. Look what happened. What did you do?
Look.
Yes. This is exactly like the question, Omar, who would win between Thor and Wolverine with no powers? Like, I took it seriously.
You did take it seriously.
I was like, wait a minute. What about this? Cat abuse live. Look at that cat.
Cat abuse. Look at him.
This is how rumors get started. Amanda's pregnant. Amanda's knocking cats out.
All right.
Fantastic Four will be introduced via time travel from the 50s into today's time with the cosmic accident, and it will be another fish out of water family story. They can go young then. Wow.
Whoa.
Ox Meet Pete, do you work for the MCU? We won't say anything.
All right. We should probably start wrapping this up. Good Lord. I am not
going to get canceled, Amanda. Who knows, man?
I love this thing. Look at him. Look at him. He's my kitty cat. He's actually a very good cat.
Amanda Esther Miller. She didn't choke it or what?
I didn't fight it. No, I'm not having cravings. Y'all gonna make me drink though. Okay, we should wrap this up.
Oh, like you need an excuse. All right, do it. She called it a thing. Called you out.
Okay, so next week we'll be doing
he is well fed, I'll give you that.
Yes, he is. The fattest cat ever.
That's a big ass cat. That's a size for a small child.
And yet my small child can still pick this cat up.
She's in CrossFit too. She drink that Kool-Aid.
She does. She goes to CrossFit on Saturdays. There's kids
and bingo.
She knows how to do she does high knees and bear crawls, and my daughter can lift a kettlebell. So she's a pretty strong girl for a 4-year-old.
All right.
Anyways, yes, don't forget to hit that like, Jack. Thank you for saying that. And next week we'll be doing one of the Ghost Riders. So make sure that when Omar puts that poll out, you vote for the right one you want us to watch. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Guess we're gonna get a lot of those next week.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys didn't also know this, Peacock, which is something
go back to Peacock.
Well, no, because Peacock has an entire section of their streaming service dedicated to it says Nick Cage movies, and it's all Nick Cage movies. So if you want to watch Nick Cage movies, go to Peacock because you'll be able to watch as many as you want for free, just with ads.
Is Ghost Rider on Peacock?
Let me check. Hold on. Let me get to Up the Challenge Sci-Fi and Fantasy based on.
Doesn't Ghost Rider 2 have the? Yeah, it has the original Ghost Rider. I don't remember that one. Omar in this with Jessica Alba because it's Fantastic Four. I got you, man. While Amanda's looking that up.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up so they can see it. I love the 90s Fright Night. Where's my Nick Cage movies? There it is. They have Joe, Bad Lieutenant, Red Rock West, Bangkok Dangerous, Drive Angry, Captain Corelli's Mandolini, Stolen, Rumblefish, and that's it. They don't have it.
Okay, so you'll have to find other ways to watch. The hell are we watching? Either Ghost Rider or Ghost Rider 2. We'll leave it up to you all.
But did you also know him and Eva Mendes were in this movie together called Bad Lieutenant? Oops.
Everybody got your password. Okay.
Interesting. Anyways, so we'll be doing one of those movies for Was It Really That Bad next week. We'll might be doing a watch party if you guys want to of Old Guard maybe this weekend.
Yeah, let us know. We'll put it on our Facebook group. We'll announce it again next week to kind of hype it up a little bit, and either I don't know that or whatever you all want to watch.
Yeah, so. If you could think of something else. Yeah. And then in the meantime, don't forget next week on Over a New Reader we are doing Snapdragon.
Mm-hmm.
So don't forget to read that if you want to follow along. And other than that, I guess I will do my famous outro.
En español, por favor.
Nope, I can't do that fast.
No,
thank you guys so much for watching. Please do not forget
Dead Cat 2020.
Please do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure to follow us on all of our social media channels at NearMintCon. Remember to check us out on Patreon if you want some cool near mint condition gear, and also nope, check it out on Patreon.
What?
If you want
what are you doing? You have one job, Amanda.
Check us out on Redbubble if you want near mint condition gear. And then remember, guys, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint. Good night. Salutations.
Buenas noches.
Thank you for watching.